I'm Tinny from minibulldesign, and I just want to make a quick video. I think I might prevent an accident. A guy whose username on YouTube is Licewine. He lives in another country, I'm not sure where. Switzerland, I think. He just made a video about remote height. Bottom line is, he was using a slimline remote. Now, for those of you that don't have one, this is simply a tank of alcohol. It has no capacity to adjust its alcohol height. So, if you look at the height of the alcohol in the slimline remote, and you put it beside your stove, wherever that alcohol is on the top of that slimline remote, the alcohol level is right where my fingernail is, that's where the alcohol level will be in your stove. So if you fill this up completely and try to run a stove on it, it's going to flood the stove. What he was doing was he had this thing elevated an inch, and he was judging the alcohol height by the nipple. So he was off by an inch and a half. And he had one of Smoke Eater's Ring of Fire stoves, and he flooded the hell out of it. Because when he thought he was at 1 inch, he was actually at 2.5, close to 3 inches. Now, you can do that with this remote, because this remote works on a this is an SS remote, adjustable. This works on a vacuum system, so the alcohol level is always right around the height of the nipple. And as that alcohol runs off, air will escape up into the bottle, it'll go bloop, 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 and the alcohol level will resume, and it always stays right there. Now, if he'd been using this, he would have been correct. Unfortunately, he was using a slimline remote that was pretty much full. So all his measurements, because he doesn't realize the alcohol level is not at the nipple, it's at the level of the alcohol inside of the slimline remote. So if you were going to put this up next to a stove, you'd want to make sure that the alcohol level was down, about down here. You wouldn't want to go any higher than that, or you'd flood the stove. So for you guys that are using these remotes, if you don't understand how to use them, email me and I will explain it to you. But bottom line is, if it's an SS remote with a vacuum system or an SS adjustable remote, it's at the nipple. If it's one of these tanks, like a Big Gulp or a Slimline, the alcohol level in the stove is where the alcohol level is in the top of the remote. And beware of that, because if you fill this remote all the way up, you're going to flood your stove and cause a fire. And the worst part of that is that when that fire comes out, it'll burn off the fuel line. And once it burns off the fuel line, you're just going to have raw alcohol running right out on the ground, right into a fire. You're going to have a problem. And this is no better. If you flood your stove by putting this remote too high, it will flow over and start burning at the base. It'll burn the fuel line off, and you'll have 4 ounces of alcohol if it was full. Really want to be careful with remotes. Set them up and hang around for quite a while. Make sure that everything's right, because if you've got it too high, your stove will flood and burn up. I'm Tinny from minibulldesign. Get out and hike. Take a friend. Enjoy the great outdoors. And more important than anything, try to have some fun today and try to have a really great day. Bye-bye.